Oh my gosh. Okay, so go with me here. I'm up in God's country. Go Raiders. And I want to ride the four-wheeler. Like, life has been tough. I've been in the trenches, whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna like connect my roots. So I'm riding the four-wheeler, not even thinking of you. And I get down to this point, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on our route. I'm on the route that Abby and I used to very seriously, go on. And when we finished the route, it was absolutely the next person's turn to drive. Cracking up makes me miss you so much. Literally, you're gonna have to plan like a Habersham God's Country weekend, especially when your tiny human gets a little bit bigger, so we can, instill all of these very serious traditions with her. But in the meantime, let me take you back, walk down memory lane. Buckle up, sister. Also, you remember that time your eyes swelled and you literally couldn't see out of them? Okay, talk to you soon. Bye. I swear I literally just did not remember which way to go, and my muscle memory just took over. Like, I'm not even thinking. My little thumb is doing the thinking for me on it. But stop! Look at this. Absolutely is more than you bargained for. But we're in it. We're in it, and I can't stop. The nostalgia is so real. Next up is this ancient artifact. Oh my gosh, the paddle boat. The garden. Okay, in the nature of just like really full sending this nostalgic experience, I'm going to read you a little storybook. And we're in what used to be my room, but let's just take a little word. It's the grandbaby's classroom now, so join me as we embark on this journey down memory lane. For starters, first and foremost, my 8th grade year. Let's just lean right in. My 8th grade year. Jump scare. My dedication page. I dedicate my 8th grade memoirs to my best friend Abby Carville. I decided to dedicate my book to her because most of my 8th grade year had her in it. She is almost all of my inside jokes. No, practically inspired all of my inside jokes. That girl always makes me laugh, and I couldn't imagine my life without her. She is basically my sister, and I love her to death. Slay! A 2007 Slay! Okay, just gonna skim over this one real fast. So sports. Just by looking at me, you can probably tell I absolutely LOVE sports. I don't think I could live without them. Blah, 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 blah. Starting with cheerleading, I believe I only got to cheer 3 or 4 games. The rest of the time I had a cast on my ankle. It was still a great year, though. Well, somewhat. We had awful uniforms, an awful football record. But other than that, everything was good. Okay, I also have recently made the NGA cheerleading squad. I was super excited about that. Trials were scary as usual, and there were 38 girls trying out for 14 spots. The team is coached by my mom, Coach Canup. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an amazing season. I can't wait. Okay, now for the real meat and potatoes, the real star of the show. Spring break. Oh, wait. Join in, class. Join in, kids. You could just ask anyone that knows me where my favorite place to go in the world is, and they could easily tell you the beach. I don't know what it is about the beach, but I absolutely love it. And as soon as I found out I was going to the beach for spring break, I immediately started my beach countdown. If I'm remembering correctly, I started my countdown on 186 days. Finally, I got down to that amazing number 1. I was finally beach bound. We went with a group of 19 people. So popular. Didn't say that, I'm adding that in. Those people were Nancy, Allison, and Katie Doff, Kay and Kelly McCarron, Tammy, Caitlin, Kenzie, and Zach Fleming, Abby, Jean, Sarah, and Duncan Carbo, Allison, Allie, Millie, and Cooper Rowland. We stayed in a beach house in Gulf Shores. It was amazing. My sister and her friends have a group called The Six, and it's just her and her 5 closest friends. Abby, Kenzie, Katie, Millie, and I were the little sisters. Well, at least that's what we referred to ourselves the whole time. Slay. We had a lot of fun. My most memorable moment was when I was completely hyper. Completely hyper. We, in parentheses, me, Abby, Kenzie, Millie, and Katie, We're sitting in the living room waiting for our moms to get done with supper. Me and Abby were hyper. I mean, scary hyper. We just started shouting random phrases and sayings, some of which being, "We need some more light bulbs. Who turned the lamp off? Crazy. I'm hungry. Drinks. Need some more. Now. Pineapples. Sand. The globe. It's rolling away. Hurry and go catch it." The funniest thing about it was that our parents weren't even a whole 10 feet away and they ignored every word we were saying. It's typical. We would just shout those phrases and get zero response. It was hilarious. Another memorable moment was when Tammy and Allison R decided to take the little sisters and the boys to the ice cream shop. We rode past like 20 ice cream shops, but Tammy was insisting we go to this one store. I swear we rode around in circles for 30 minutes. Finally, we found the store she was looking for, and guess what? They were closed. So we rode back to the first ice cream shop we rode past to begin with and stopped. By this time, it was like 10:30 at night. We looked so redneck. We walked in, all of us burnt and red as lobsters. The first thing we said is, "I bet they ain't got real ice cream. The not sugar-free stuff." Everyone stared at us. It was hilarious. So we got our ice cream and loaded back up in the car, and Zach just had to find a frog on the way to the car. So he decided to pick it up. Oh my goodness. He got that thing in the car, and I was freaking out. I mean, I was about to absolutely pee on myself. Half the people in the car were screaming because they were scared of the frog, and the other half screaming because they were laughing at me screaming. Sort of the show, obviously. It was awful. All of this madness caused by this little boy right here. Picture of Zach, I'll show you in a second. I had many other good times. I have so many memories that I brought back to Georgia. I couldn't possibly name them all. And none of this could have happened without the parent. Soleil and Pyramid. Dun, 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 dun. Everyone on the trip. Our whole. That me, Millie, Abby, Kenzie, Katie, Cooper, Duncan, and Zach, Doug. Smiley. The little sisters. Soleil. My other sister. Why is that so wholesome? Yeah, we were burnt. Exclamation point. Bro, I remember this spiral staircase like it was yesterday. And the boys, look how little they were. Moving right along from spring break to friends/family. Over the year, I've had a lot of good times with my friends. I've made a lot of new inside jokes and a lot of memories. Abby Carville has been my friend since 5th grade, and we still can get so hyper that we get on other people's nerves. My favorite 8th grade memory I had with her is when her mom, Abby, and I were coming home from Buford. Her mom started telling us the story, and Miss Carville could not quit laughing. She was in an amazing mood. Then I look over at the car to my left, and it was this girl sitting there with some huge plant in her lap. It was so big she couldn't even see out of the car window. So she was just sitting there in the passenger seat with this huge tree in her face. I go, I'm so sure, a big plant in the face. And when Miss Carville looked over, she started dying laughing. We all just cracked up and couldn't quit laughing. That was the funniest ride home I've literally ever had. Another funny memory is when one time at like 2 in the morning, Abby and I were up. Such rebels. We had 2 big glasses of Kool-Aid and we were dancing to some random music. I was extremely hyper and I was also in a weird mood. For some reason, I obviously cracked Abby up that she couldn't quit laughing because I'm a comedian. She laughed so hard she actually peed in her pants. Wow, girl, I put you on blast. I will always remember that as long as I live. It's important that you see what the background is for that page. Major slay. Major slay. Okay, this is not directly related to you, but I feel like I just gotta lean in and share. Throughout my 8th grade year, I have most definitely gotten in trouble. Nothing too serious, just little things that I obviously thought I could get away with. For instance, I can specifically remember knowing I only had 250 text messages a month, but instead, I decided to just text my little heart out. That resulted in $200, if not more, of a cell phone bill. Got my phone taken away for a month. It was awful. But hey, I learned my lesson. Beware of your actions, because with actions come consequences. Wise beyond my years. A moment for the birthday sleigh. Wait, no, that was Lake Lanier Islands. Oh my gosh. I think we had a crush on that guy in the middle. And then a moment for the pyramid. Wait, okay, so I just felt like I'd be doing us a disservice if I didn't end with this.